Welcome back to another segment of the DLA in the News.
Hello, 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 the world of YouTube, the world of YouTube. The DLA guru is back in the building. I'm back in the building on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. I decided to come in live today to the general public. This is kind of an impromptu meeting where I just had a few things on my chest that I wanted to express to you. That is the public at large, as it relates to assisting you guys with your journey with the DLA. And as you guys know, I do a bi-monthly members only review. And I think our next members only live stream, where it's going to be, closed circuit strictly for StreamYard participants, that will be next Saturday. But as of today, I got about an hour of my time that I wanted to kind of burn and put some content out here related to some questions and answers that you guys may have as it relates to your journey with the DLA. So you'll be able to send me some messages in the chat there. Keep in mind, in order to send me a message, you'll have to be a subscriber to the channel. So be sure that you hit the subscribe button if you have any messages that come, or any questions that come to mind that you like to throw in there, because I will answer any and all questions that are available in the chat during this hour. But before I get involved, hopefully you guys like my intro there. I had Mr. Parker Winslow bring me in. My plan is to kind of utilize some of the AI characters that I created last year and continue those guys on the journey of supporting their channel and the entertainment value to I guess to provide some awe and some just entertainment. Have you guys just understand that, hey, the DLA guru is not all about just strictly business. I like to have some fun when I'm in these YouTube streets. Looks like we have 2 concurrent viewers and 1 like. Thank you for that. If we have any members or any folks, any subscribers that like to throw a comment in the chat there, let me know that you're in the building with me. If you're new to my content, new to me, please let me know your city and state that you're hailing from, because I'm always interested in meeting new folks that are out there, especially, it looks like our channel is beginning to grow. Well, it's been growing, but we've had some tremendous growth in the past couple of weeks as far as new subscribers. So thank you for all the new subscribers to my content. And that means a lot to me. It means that you guys are getting some value, getting inspired to get involved with government contracting as it relates to selling products to the United States federal government by way of the Defense Logistics Agency, the DLA. Before we get into my presentation today, because I got a fantastic presentation, guys, as you guys can see, the DLA in the news, talking a little bit about small business opportunities. But before getting into there, I'd like to get a few more eyes on what I'm talking about today. But of course, all the video will be available on the replay as well. But it's nothing like that live, going live and just impromptu kind of Q&A that comes in. So I want to give about another minute or two to allow some folks to come into the chat there. Let me know you're in the building. I see I got 2 concurrent viewers, so feel free to drop me a note there. Fire emoji if you like him what the DLA guru has been cooking, because I've been in this kitchen for a little over a year now. And I think today's live stream marks my 100th video that I've created and put out there to the general public as it relates to my journey with the DLA, and hopefully empowering and both inspiring you to get involved with supporting the world's largest customer, the Defense Logistics Agency. All right, looks like we have Firebird Optics in the building. Firebird Optics in the building. You're my first comment. Give you a round of applause, my friend. And good afternoon to you as well. Looks like you are a channel member. Thank you again for your support of the channel. You guys just don't believe, the super chats that I get and the cash apps and Venmos that come in. It's great, to see folks that are really appreciating some of the work that I'm putting in this YouTube space to both educate and bring awareness to new business opportunities as it relates to federal contracting. My understanding, there's not a lot of folks that are in this space that have the experience and know-how and have kind of navigated it, bumped their head, skinned their knee, and are still standing. Yes, I am still standing as it relates to my government contracting journey and supporting that of the DLA. And so thanks again, Fiber Optics, for your support in that arena. And, hopefully you're getting a lot of value coming back at you, man, to continue being supportive of my channel. So thank you for that. If there are any other viewers that are out there, looks like we have 2 concurrent viewers. So we got somebody else out there. Get to know who you are, Let us know. Just drop in the chat there, your city, state, and just a fire emoji or 2 with some hearts. That'd be great, because I got 2 concurrent likes. They got 3 viewers. I got a 3rd viewer in the building. Welcome to this impromptu live stream for the general public. Thank you for your eyes and ears on the content, because I got some a great presentation today. All my presentations are great, but I always try to put together content that I know that inspires me and gets me excited, and about the vast array of opportunities that the DLA holds. So I'm just kind of doing my bit of spreading the good news. And again, I have this segment called the DLA in the News, and I've actually been doing this segment for some time. For those of you who have been subscribers and part of my journey for the past year or so that I've been on YouTube, you guys probably remember the DLA in the News, where I had my Parker Winslow and Sierra Monroe, my AI partners in crime, that were pretty much going through some articles that the DLA posts on a daily basis as it relates to all the different commands and the activities around the world that the DLA is doing, just to bring more awareness to what the DLA is all about. And Fiber Optics, I see your question in there. Great. I'll be sure to answer your question as the presentation goes on, as hopefully I'll be around here for about an hour. Again, I'll be here as long as I got questions and answers, being able to kind of go back and forth. And for those of you who are subscribers, and if you have an answer to a question that's in the chat, feel free to show what you know by dropping your answer into the chat as well, because the engagement is always a good thing between the community that I have been breathing life into. So feel free to exchange information, as you guys may know, because I am the DLA guru. But hey, man, I don't have every single answer to every single question, but I do my best to answer what I can. Okay, cool. So we got 4 concurrent viewers and 4 likes. Thank you for the parity as it relates to the views and likes. I really appreciate that. That makes the algorithm get to cooking. So let me, without any further ado, because you guys are here to see what the DLA guru is cooking today. And I do have something for you today. And I am really excited about what I want to present today. So let me switch my presentation. Let me bring in my slides, share my screen. And hopefully StreamYard, they promised me that they fixed all the bugs that I've been being plagued with lately with my content, where there's kind of like there's a video and audio is just not syncing up correctly. And it typically happens when I start sharing my screen. So if you guys are experiencing it, it's nothing wrong with my equipment. I got some really good computing power and a great, one of these Shure mics. So I know I've invested in the hardware that I need in order to deliver to you guys quality. So this is kind of a StreamYard issue. And I know I have high-speed internet in my office as well. So anyway, just part of the dust. I'm building Wirefly, but thanks again for joining me this afternoon. Okay, great. So for those of you who are new to me, new to my content, new to my channel, people say, who is this guy with the DLA guru baseball trucker's cap on? Well, my name is Kiwi Hendricks, and I am the U.S. government sales manager with the National Material Supply Company. We have been supporting the federal government. We've been a part of federal government contract and supporting the DLA for the past 20 years. And I have coined the name the DLA guru because of the knowledge base that I possess based on my 20 years in government contracting and working specifically with the Defense Logistics Agency. So hopefully you guys, kind of think it's catchy, something that's memorable. You can always find me on all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can find me underneath the call sign, the DLA guru, or should I say at the DLA guru, as you see there. So welcome any newcomers that are new to my channel. We have 5 concurrent viewers, and I know we got Firebird Optics in the building. So for the other 4 viewers that are there, don't be shy. Drop in your city and state. Let me know that you're in the building. I saw some hearts go up, so I appreciate the hearts. But I also like to know who is out there, so I'm not kind of just speaking to myself. And it's always good to have that engagement. So let me know who you are and where you're at, and I'll be sure to make sure you're acknowledged as well. Okay, cool. So before diving into my presentation, let me go ahead and do a couple of comments here. I just want to there's no format per se to this. See, we got Firebird Optics says question for JCP parts. Do all of our manufacturers also have to have their JCP? That is a fantastic question. And I would recommend that your manufacturers do participate with JCP just to make sure that there is an interchange in between those tech documents. Now, there are ways that you can, you have to basically just vet your manufacturers. In other words, just make sure that they are American companies and that they understand that those export control documents are for their eyes only and are not to be redistributed, and they should be destroyed after that particular project that you have ongoing. But what I recommend is that if it's a viable manufacturer, you're going to be doing a lot of business with them, you want to go ahead and take them down the yellow brick road to getting those guys JCP certified, because that just secures the deal even more. So any vendors that we work with who are manufacturing partners outside the United States, we definitely make sure that they have their JCP as well. And again, I'm talking about my Canadian manufacturers that we're working with, but also if you have domestic manufacturers who have experience with DoD contracting, yes, I would definitely urge them to pursue being JCP certified, because it's called CYA. It's the U.S. federal government and the Department of Defense. And you just want to just make sure that you have vendors that are playing by the rules, because the worst thing you can do is share tech documents with a company that is quote unquote an American manufacturer, and then they have offshore activities, let's say in China and things like that, and they're shopping that information around, because you can't police that all the way. So it's always recommended that you make sure that all parties involved have the JCP. Now, that's my personal, my business, and personal way that I interpret the requirements for JCP. But Firebird, I would definitely recommend that you reach out to the JCP office and pose that exact question to the stakeholders at JCP to get the official answer. Is how you go about making sure that you cross that, you cross your T's, dot your I's, and you cover that. All right, great. So great question. Thank you. And hopefully I answered your question. Okay, and I got some more questions coming in here. We got Donisa Carr. Let me go ahead, from Cincinnati, Ohio. Cincinnati in the building. Hey, Donisa, you're gonna love today's presentation, because there's some big things getting ready to happen with the DLA in Ohio, and I'll talk about it a little bit in my presentation. But welcome, Donisa Carr from Cincinnati, Ohio, in the building. Fantastic. Okay, cool. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into my presentation today. Yes, subscribe. I almost forgot about this slide. It means a lot to content creators in the space. So your subscription means a ton to us in the space, especially if you're really getting value out of my content, value out of the message that I'm promoting. If you really kind of like me, hey, show me that you like me. Show me you love me. Send me hit me with a subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but it means a ton to me, and it helps my channel to grow. So, and also you have to be a subscriber in order to drop a comment in the comments in order for me to do the Q&A with you. And by all means, and thanks again, looks like I have 4 likes and 8 viewers in the building. Go ahead and hit that like button for the 8 viewers that are in the building. Make sure you're liking the content, because that just gets the algorithm to, or like I say, the audio rhythm, to pushing the content to a broader audience, because the YouTube likes it when you guys like me, and they'll promote my message to more folks that may be interested in government contracting with the DLA. And by all means, feel free to comment on any and all of my videos, any video that you guys may watch, because I have 100 videos in my catalog now. Yay! I hit the 100 mark. If you see any video that I put out there, you have a question or a comment regarding that content, I read any and all comments as they come on any of my videos in my catalog. So feel free to drop me comment, question, feedback, some love, Cash App, Venmo, Super Chat, anything that you guys think that will definitely help me recognize you. And that'll just kind of keep me going for me to show up every weekend to provide you guys with some great content. And by all means, share this content with friends, family members, people who are looking for new business opportunities. You know, you got the Airbnbs, you got the Turo of the world, you got the SAM.govs of the world. Hey, there's a lot to do with the DLA as well. So share this content, get people involved and interested in what the good DLA guru is cooking. And, you know, hey, pay it forward. It'll come back to you for sure. So be sure to share my content. Thank you for that. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. Hit that notification bell, because whenever I go live impromptu, you don't want to be a day late and $1 short. And so by hitting that notification bell, that lets you know whenever I go live, and it'll hit you on your app or on your phone, I should say, or on your computer, that lets you know that, hey, you want to tune in, tap in to what the DLA guru is cooking, because it can definitely lead to great opportunities. So today's presentation has a lot to do with the title, the DLA in the news. Like, the DLA has a lot of activity going on, and I do my best to try to keep my finger on the pulse of what the DLA is doing in order to present to you, my community, small business opportunities that await you for learning more about the DLA. First thing I want to talk a little bit about, and I've been talking about it since January 1st of this year, is my fiscal 2024 goals of supporting 100 new businesses. Guys, I just got off a live stream with a student client that booked a 1-hour session with me. And this gentleman, and I like to say his name because I don't know if he's in the building, his name is Ephraim. So Ephraim and I talked for about an hour this afternoon prior to me going live, and he is based in Israel. So he is an Israeli company that's interested in doing business with the world's largest customer, the DLA. And I got really excited about talking with Ephraim because, you know, I'm thinking more global. The DLA is the U.S. federal government has activities and operations all over the world. It's not just in the United States. So having kind of a global hat on and being able to network and engage with NATO countries and companies in those countries in order to figure out how we can support the warfighter by providing the products that the warfighters needs is a win-win situation. So Ephraim, kudos to you for booking a session with me so I can learn a little bit more about your company and help to position you for success with doing business with the DLA and the vast array of networking opportunities to meet other student clients and other small businesses that are trying to get involved and to get your piece of the DLA pie. So Ephraim, if you're in the building, feel free to drop us a note and say, hey, Ephraim's in the building, you know, and I'll be sure to put you up on the live screen there. I'm not sure, you know, if you're in the building right now, but let's see. So my mission to support 100 new businesses has everything to do with my consult that I had with Ephraim today. I'm very interested in meeting where you are in your company, where you are in your journey with government contracting, and you guys getting involved in tuning in and tapping into my knowledge base by way of contracted consults or joining one of my training programs through my DLA master classes, or even becoming a member of my YouTube channel so that you can take advantage of my bi-monthly live stream meetings that I hold every month in order to be able to answer questions that you guys have as it relates to DLA contracting, solicitations, national stock numbers, you know, issues with vendor development, whatever it may be, to help your business grow. Because by me helping you, it means a ton to me. I really, for those of you who have ever had one-on-ones, you know that I open myself up. I open it up. At the end of it, I'm exhausted because I'm just giving you guys as much information as I have in order to empower and inspire your companies. So this 100 new businesses is really part of my mission this year, to touch 100 new companies, to get you guys empowered and inspired to do business with the DLA. So we'll talk a little bit more about this as my presentation goes on today, but that's what that's really all about. So if you're interested in learning more about that, you see here on my screen, fed.contracting@nmsupply.com. Drop me an email. Let me know that, hey, I'm interested in learning more about how to get a part of your 100 new business mission to support you with DLA contracts and getting your piece of the DLA pie. Okay, cool. Next thing, the reason why you guys are in the building, what this is really all about is small business opportunities. The DLA in the news, small business opportunities await. And let me switch over to something that I ran across. I do a lot of work as it relates to trying to keep my finger on the pulse of what's happening with the DLA. And I ran across this article that I thought would be kind of cool to share with you guys today. And it has everything to do with DLA Land and Maritime. And DLA Land and Maritime for you, Donisha, or Donice, I'm sorry, I said that too fast. Donice, hopefully I pronounced your name correct. Donice Carr in Cincinnati, Ohio. Well, guess what? Donice, the DLA is going to be hosting a conference in Columbus, Ohio next month, April 23rd to the 24th. And I'll read what I have highlighted here. Let me zoom in a little bit on that. The Defense Logistics Agency, Land and Maritime, in partnership with DLA Aviation and the National Defense Industrial Association, which stands for the acronym NDIA, which our company is a member. Highly recommend that you guys get involved and become a member of NDIA because there's a lot of information as it relates to federal contractors and doing business with the Department of Defense. So it's not only just DLA related, it's the DOD. And you guys all know, as being government contractors, the DOD spends the lion's share of the federal fiscal spend is through the Department of Defense. So agencies or groups, I shouldn't say not agencies, but groups like NDIA, I think is a great chapter association for you guys to become members of, and it's a paid membership. So you'll have to basically be able to pay a annual membership fee, but it'll just get you access to magazines and information and emails and all this good stuff that kind of comes your way. Just keep you abreast of the information, because knowledge is king and knowledge is key in order to be successful with federal contracting. But anyway, so NDIA is gearing up to host the DLA Supply Chain Alliance Conference and Exhibition in downtown Columbus, Ohio. So Donice, I keep saying Donisha. Donice, if you are let's see, Cincinnati, I don't know how far Cincinnati is from Columbus, but this might be a good conference if you're really serious about the DLA to get involved with, to go ahead and get registered. And I'll show you exactly how to do that. But that conference is taking place in Columbus, Ohio, April 23rd, 24th at the Greater Columbus Convention Center. It's going to be a 2-day event. We'll bring together government and industry leaders to discuss current and future challenges with a focus on the sustainment aspects of national military strategy. This year's theme is adapting today's sustainment partnerships to support tomorrow's integrated deterrence. All right. Now, you guys may be wondering, will the DLA guru be in the building? Yes, I am planning on, I should say planning. I have not, registered, and I have not secured my my ticket because I may be in St. Louis this month, at the end of this month. So I'm not sure if I'm going to fly or drive from St. Louis up to Columbus, because it's not that far of a drive away from St. Louis, Columbus, Midwest in the building. So I'm trying to decide if I want to take the plunge to go up there for 2 days to kind of hobnob with the DLA Land and Maritime folks. But chances are I will. I'll keep you guys posted if I decide to make that move. But for you guys who are new to the DLA, because I've been doing this for 20 years, so there's not much I'm going to learn different at those conferences, but it is a good opportunity for you to network, to get, boots on ground, put skin to skin, kind of see what the DLA is all about. Because I think in order to be successful in doing federal contracting with any agency, whether it be the DLA, the Department of Energy, Homeland Security, Social Security Office, the VA, you kind of got to understand what the culture is of those organizations. So going to these types of conferences for the first time, I do highly recommend it. I've been to a bunch of DLA conferences in my tenure as a DLA vendor. So, I can get a little cynical about going to some of these conferences, because I'm like, oh man, okay, I've seen these people before. I know what they're going to say before they say it. But of course, I'm always a student. I'm always there to learn. And my biggest reason for going would be more of just kind of, taking a look at what the DLA is cooking in 2024. They have new leadership with the DLA as well this year. We're in a new, a year as far as the president. So there may be some things kind of moving and shaking, as you can see what the theme is, adapting today's sustainment partnerships to support tomorrow's integrated deterrence. So there may be some nuggets for you. So I definitely will be a supporter of you guys attending this conference. Now, you say, well, how in the world can we get to the conference? Well, the NDA is helping to sponsor this. This article also provides more information on how to get registered. What I'll do to support you guys to make life a little easier, because that's what I'm here for, I'm dropping this in the chat. You'll see a link that you can click on. Go ahead and bookmark that. Make sure that you guys take a look at what's available as far as the content, the conference registration. I believe that it's like $15 or something like that for small businesses to register to get your ticket to gain access to this convention. So it's not a huge dollar value for you to get involved with it. You know, I guess the biggest thing would just be your hotel and you know, airfare, your travel expense. But, you know, just be empowered. Make sure you have your cage code. Make sure you're ready to rock and roll. You know, I wouldn't say if you're just new to it and you're not involved with the DLA, I don't think this conference would be good for you. But if you're ready to rock and roll and you're able to bid on DIBBS, I think, you know, investing in these types of conferences will only benefit you to help you to grow your DLA contracting business. All right. So that's how you can get involved with this. DLA in the news for sure. Another thing that I want to talk to you guys a little bit about, all right, before I can get into some of these comments, where is my presentation? There. Okay, cool. DLA in the news. DLA Supply Chain Alliance Conference, of course, and we just talked a little bit about that. Another aspect of small business opportunities is, again, having your finger to the pulse of what's going on with the DLA. And I ran across a great article the other day, and this article has everything to do with the DLA needs vendor support for the United States Air Force's T38 Talon trainer aircraft, right? And so here's an article that I ran across that I thought would be great to share with you guys. Where's that article? Here it is there. Okay. Oh, by the way, yeah, here's the NDIA. I forgot to click on this, but this is when you click that link that I put in the chat, it takes you to this website here. And this is the DLA Supply Chain Alliance Conference, and this is how you kind of get the registration and all that good stuff. So I'm not going to spend time on this, but this is the landing page for that link. Real simple to register, pay your fee, get your registration information, and then, you know, let me know, by the way, if you plan on joining or participating with this conference. Yeah, drop me an email. I just thought about that. Yeah, drop me an email at fed.contract@nmsupply.com. Let me know that you plan on being at the NDIA DLA Supply Chain Alliance Conference, sponsored by DLA Land and Maritime and DLA Aviation, because it'd be kind of good to know some of my supporters and subscribers. You know, there might be an opportunity if I decide to join that we might be able to meet and, you know, shake hands and depart friends as well. All right. So, yeah, keep me abreast of what you plan on doing. But as it relates to the T38, I ran across another article. It's a little bit an older article. By the way, you know, this is one of the these birds are made by Northrop Grumman, the T38 Talon, and these are trainer aircraft that the United States military uses in order to train Air Force fighter pilots. And you know, that there's just a lot as it relates to different types of missions and reasons that the United States military needs vendors like you and I to support their programs. And this article, again, a little dated, was written February 26th. Not terribly dated, but I ran across it and I was like, oh, you know, this may be something cool to talk about. DLA brings Air Force industry together to keep the T-38 Talons airworthy. And I'm not going to read the entire article because, guys, you know if you remember, Mr. Parker Winslow and Sierra Monroe used to read these articles, and I don't think you guys really like those articles too much because the viewership was down. So I figured, you know, I still think it's important to have your finger on the pulse of what's going on with the DLA. And when I read across this article, I figured, let me just do a reaction to it instead of having Parker read it. But I highlighted in blue there. During the 3-day gathering at this particular meeting, the T-38 Program Office, Material Management Division, Air Education and Training Command, and Northrop Grumman and the DLA Aviation personnel reviewed more than 300 parts. All right, so you guys know, as DLA vendors, we are providing parts, spare parts, and materials to support DLA solicitations, right? So they got together and they're reviewing 300 parts with a dwindling supply quantities. All right, the detailed line by line review of operational depot and commodities parts focused on items with less than 6 months of supportability in the supply pipeline. All right, so there is a need. We as entrepreneurs, we always want to have our finger on the pulse of where their opportunities await. All right, so so the Air Force is letting the DLA know, hey, we got a problem here. We are having our spare parts dwindling, and we don't have the manufacturing base and the industrial base to support it. So, hey, we got a problem, DLA. How are we going to solve this problem? Next paragraph. The T38 is an integral part of the Air Force. Integral. So that's a key word. That means critical, right? Part of the Air Force, offering a unique combination of performance, reliability, and operational efficiencies. However, the aging fleet of roughly 528 aircraft is beset by maintenance challenges that have many T-38s on overfly waivers, signaling a pressing need for enhanced support and investment. All right, so this article was written in February 26th this year. So this is a signal to the marketplace, that is the vendor base, that, hey, we guys, need to, this may be an opportunity. How do we position our companies to support the T38 program, right? So by reading this article, you're like, okay, great. All right, there's a demand. So how do we position ourselves? Guess what? This is where the reason why I decided to put love into this channel and to promote the DLA and you guys getting involved in small businesses is because there are ways to figure this out, to crack the code. Because keep in mind, we're talking Air Force, we're talking military, we're talking about programs and aircraft. It's kind of like almost hush hush. It's not just readily available information. It's kind of like on a need to know basis. And so for those folks like me, and companies like me, I should say, that are involved in supporting the DLA, we know how to get involved. And so this is how you guys can learn from me. Again, I got my training programs. I got ways that you can connect with me and mic up and cam up with me. Take advantage of it, guys, as you're looking to grow your business. You got to invest in something in order to get a return on investment. But what I wanted to do is take a little bit of a gander of how I would go about figuring out using some of the solutions that we have and tools. And what you're seeing on the screen here is the SEI Global Software. SEI Global was recently purchased by a company by the name of Intertech. So you guys are hearing me talk about SEI Global, but Intertech, SEI Global, same thing. I just so used to saying SEI Global for the past 15 years that I'm trying to reformulate my tongue to say Intertech. So don't get confused if you see me using those two names interchangeable. I'm just, trying to get into the mode. But this is how, I kind of thought about this when I read the article. I got really excited about it. And I was like, I want to figure out those 300 components, because you see the article is only saying 300 different parts. But how do you get access to what those parts are that are designed specifically for the T38 program? Because you as a vendor, you want to work with aircraft part manufacturers that might be able to assist you in building parts in support of the T38 program. So this tool by SEI Global Intertech called Logicom. And again, if you're interested in learning more about this, feel free to drop me an email, fed.contractinginnersupply.com. And I also provided in the description of this video of how you can gain access to a free 14-day trial of this software that I'm about to demonstrate to you. So the first thing I think of when I think about how do you find out more information on these parts to see if you can even get involved, there's an area in Logicom called the MCD in item code. And I'll just go ahead and hit the question mark here. And if you're like, okay, well, how do I find the MCD, which is it's a military code that every single asset that the United States military has in inventory, whether it be land and maritime, land vehicle, maritime vehicle, or aircraft, you name it, there is an MCD in item code associated with it. This software is so cool that you can literally put in T-38 and you can just do a keyword and find what the related MCD code would be as it relates to a T38 Talon. As you guys can see on the screen here, T38 Talon, this is the MCD code, XE. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and move this screen. We're gonna minimize that. And I'm gonna just type the letter XE here. Everything else is blank. I just want to see out of the 6 million national stock numbers that are at your disposal. I mean, it's right there. You know, there are 6 million of them. You have access using software like this. Now, keep in mind, SEI Global is not the end all. It's not the only software that's out there. It's third-party software that we use in-house. I'm trained to use it. And if you basically register to request access to it for a 14-day free trial, you'll get a 30-minute one-on-one with me, yours truly, DLA Guru, where I can train you on how to utilize the software based on your company and based on where you like to go with the information to design, systems using this third-party software to go after DLA opportunities. Very similar to this article that February 26th, again, that was just last week. This article was written about the T38 program and the Air Force's need. As I'm looking at the research results, and let me kind of minimize that a little bit, you can see there are so many national stock numbers that link back to the T38 program. And so Air Force is saying, hey, we got a problem here. We need some help in supplying these parts. So having access to this type of information, and by the way, you can literally download this data set. And I'm going to go ahead and just download this guy here and bring it up on screen so you can kind of see how this data can come back, because you can crunch the numbers and do your analysis. Because doing business with the federal government is not easy. I mean, you got to have some expertise. You got to have access to the, knowledge, information, and then have the ability to use software programs like Excel to number crunch and to kind of figure out your lane. Nothing's going to be provided and just given to you. You got to work for it. You have to put on your hat, have the right kind of coaching, have the right, I guess the energy, the excitement, some call it the manifestation of things, but you have to be able to position yourself and know how to capitalize on the information at hand. And so this data set comes back and it's going to, I'm curious to see how many different results. There are over 10,000 records. And so SEI Global's Logicom, when you do just a general query on information, there are over 10, it caps it off at the 10,000 record level. And if you need additional records, then you have to reach out to SEI Global directly to request assistance with getting records. But typically with 10,000 records, that's a lot of records in order for you to kind of just get involved, right? And what this does, this Excel spreadsheet, it's going to break this down. Here, let me scroll up to the very top. It breaks it down and it provides you the national stock number, which is the FSC code, the NIIN combined. It gives you, here, let me do a auto fit. All right, we'll make that. Well, you know what? I think I probably want to make this stretch it over some, because I want to give you guys a good review of what that looks like. So, and then of course, you can go in and drop in some filters. So you can look at it based on the item name, the companies that are on record or in the database as being manufacturers or approved sources of these particular T38 parts. So you can begin to kind of, and then it even gives you the manufacturer's cage code, associated part numbers, and things of that nature. But I think the area that will provide most value is being able to look at, and sorry for those of you in the back that may not be able to read this. There's no way for me to enlarge the font in Excel here, but it's giving you a whole host of different manufacturers that support Northrop Grumman in producing these components. So if you as a small business owner are looking for opportunities, you can literally cherry pick and kind of begin to build a database of contacts that you may be able to start to establish subcontractor relationships with, or partnership relationships with. And especially if you guys are woman-owned or hub zone or 8A companies, or have those socioeconomic distinctions that helps to provide even more value in the supply chain as it relates to reaching out to the DLA and working with the DLA in support of the T38 program, right? And again, you'll learn more about that by getting involved with me, accessing my content, getting involved in my training programs where I can help to kind of tailor you and give you some direction on how you might be able to cut out a lane for your business in supporting the DLA. But yeah, I got really excited about this, and I kind of want to show kind of the power of the tool and how you can slice and dice and find opportunities and get answers to a lot of different questions that you may have as you get information and related articles on about, some small business opportunities as it relates to the DLA. All right, here, let me see if I got any more responses that have come in here. Let's see here. We got Firebird. I keep wanting to say Firebird. I don't know why, but Firebird Optics says, thanks so much for that response. Also on Tech Docs, does distribution statement A, export control N, mean that the product can be made anywhere in the world? That's a good question. Distribution statement A, export control N. Yeah, hey, Firebird, I would recommend that you, doing a one-on-one with me, because I have to get a little bit more information from like just the nature of the business, the criticality of the part. It's hard to really answer that question because I'm not 100% sure, when you say distribution statement A and N, I don't know exactly what that means as it relates to the opportunity at hand. So I kind of got to bring it all in at the same time. That's what I recommend there. Sorry, couldn't really answer that question, but yeah, so I'm not 100% sure. Let's see here. Donice. Okay, I didn't say Donisha. Donice, you say you're 2 hours away. 2 hours away from Columbus, which is, not too bad. I think St. Louis may be from Columbus. If I last checked, I think it's about a 4-hour drive round trip. And, that might be a nice little drive. Getting my pickup truck and take me out there. Cause I have a truck in St. Louis. I got a car here in Dallas. So yeah, I may drive my truck up there, but we'll see. And it's okay, cool. She says, awesome. She didn't know about the conference. Well, now you do. And knowing's half the battle. Let's see here. There's a TKO. It's going to be live in May in Columbus as well. Okay, yeah. I'm putting your comment up there too. Yeah, the TKO. Those are those. I think they call it knowledge, or let's see. I think of the TKO stands for is like technical knowledge, some kind of knowledge-based conference that the DLA holds. And I've heard, that a lot of folks that have taken advantage of the TKOs. It's a fire hose of information that is coming at you, and you kind of leave with more questions than answers. But I think it's definitely worth sitting in on those TKOs. And I think they were going to have it live, but I'm not sure if they're also going to have it virtual as well. Yeah, so I am aware of the TKO that's going to be held in Columbus. Highly recommend you take advantage of it, because my thing is the DLA has all this, free information, free webinars, free this, free that. Yeah, anything for free is going to be metered. It's only going to be so much information. They're not going to teach you about third-party software. They're going to teach you about hacks or ways that you can, get competitive advantages. It's going to be very high level. So you have to kind of work with vendors who have been in the, been in the trenches and have actually worked in and found success. That's really how you get the hacks, in my opinion. So, but I highly recommend any DLA webinar. As you guys know, I promote them and say, hey, register for them. Take a look at what the DLA is cooking for yourself. And, let me know if you got any more questions, so, Donice, I definitely recommend you be a part of that. Fantastic to you on that. Let's scroll down some more. Let's see here. I like this comment. FedCon says, we just won several T38 contracts this week by accident. LOL. I just checked, and that's what they were for. Hey, you know what? Fantastic. FedCon, congratulations to you, man. So you are directly supporting the T38 program. If I remember correct, I think you took one of my master classes. Hey, let me know. Put a fire emoji in the chat there, FedCon. If you took advantage of one of my, I think the pre-award masterclass, if I remember correct, and that kind of positioned you and gave you the know-how and knowledge to go after DLA solicitations and win. So I really appreciate that if you kind of put in the chat to fact check that for me, because I believe you did. And if you didn't, hey, you didn't, but I think you did. So let me know if I'm correct in that. Fantastic. And let's see here. Firebird Optics says, all right, you already booked a session with me. All right, fantastic. Well, hey, I'm looking forward to talking with you one-on-one. We can cam up and mic up and talk everything related to your DLA journey. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Cool. You know, I got how many viewers in the building? We got 8 viewers and 7 likes in the building. Thank you guys for the love. I've seen some fire. Okay, Faircon, he put some fire emojis in the chat there. So, all right, I stand fact checked. He was, was able to support or take advantage, I should say, of one of my DLA master classes, which I highly recommend you guys consider. Because I think I designed it to spill the beans. Some say, well, why are you giving everybody all this information for such a low price? And I say, well, because it's a matter of just bringing the awareness to the small business community and letting you guys know about an opportunity that's there. And I'm not here to try to get rich over it. I'm just here. I really get value, and it means something to me to see you guys taking advantage of the content and finding a lane of new business opportunities that may help to catapult you to another level within your federal contracting journey. So it just means a lot to me, just something about my heart. I think that's kind of where it's at. But fantastic to you, FedCon, for that win with the T38 program supporting the DLA. They're needing the support. And of course, I put a little bullet point there. My recommended tools for success with the DLA, as you guys kind of get a little snapshot. I don't think FedCon uses SEI Global. There are more than one way to skin the cat. Some ways you don't get scratched. But SEI Global, or I should say Intertech, they provide a great software solution to you being able to really find out what the DLA is cooking, and helps you to kind of position yourself to get involved and to be strategic in how you're moving your company and navigating these federal supply opportunities. And if you're interested in learning more about SEI Global, let's see here. Let me drop that away so you can kind of see there. At least I couldn't see it on my screen, but hit me with a email, fed.contracting@nmsupply.com. Let me know you're interested in learning more about SEI Global and how you can get involved. And in the description of this particular video down below, you should see some instructions of how to grab a copy of the new client referral form, which is online, is downloadable. Download it, print it, you fill it out, scan it, email it over to me. I send it over to SEI Global, get that process. You guys will then get onboarded with an SEI Global onboarding specialist, and they'll give you a 14-day free trial. And then you'll get a link from me that says, hey, within this 14 days, I recommend you book a session with me. You get a 30-minute one-on-one where I'll be able to cam up and mic up with you and help you to tailor your SEI Global's 14-day free trial to show you the power of the software and how I think it will definitely help your business, because it definitely helps our business as it relates to that. Okay, cool. So that's that. Let's see. We got another question from Firebird Optics. Last question. No problem, man. I appreciate the questions. Appreciate the engagement. This question is, do you have any experience in the DLA's RPPP, replenishment parts purchase or borrow program? Looks like we can borrow and reverse engineer parts. Yes. I don't have direct experience. I did look into it. We did have one contract years ago where there was a pump that the manufacturer was out of business, and the DLA was looking for vendors to basically re-engineer it. So we looked into it, and we knew that this program was available, where basically the military will loan you the component, loan you the part for you to re-engineer it. And I think at the time, we just didn't have the right vendor base in order to support that type of effort. And so it's great that you found that out, and you're getting into that borrow program, which I think, if you're able to align yourself with the right vendor base that can help support remanufacturing, then hey, man, that's definitely a lane for you. So kudos to you for researching that and finding that out. And thanks for that comment. So yeah, there are just so many ways to, skin the cat as it relates to the DLA, because the biggest issue that I think a lot of vendors will find in doing business with the DLA, especially for that no bid list, is that you have really old parts or really old programs or assets that the military has that are still in operation, and they have this thing called parts obsolescence, meaning that the DLA cannot find vendors to support it. And so they have programs like what Firebird mentioned, the parts purchase and borrow program, that you're able to get your hands on those components be able to scan them. If your manufacturers have the ability to do the 3D modeling, they can kind of scan it using software and computers and camera and imaging in order to basically, remanufacture it, get the drawings to re-engineer those items that manufacturers like the Boeings or the Northrop Grummans or the Raytheons of the world have discontinued those programs, so there's definitely opportunity awaits you to support the DLA as it relates to that. So yeah, fantastic to you, Firebird, for getting involved at that level and sharing that information. Cool, guys. How long have I been talking? I've been here for 50 minutes. I was planning on being live for about an hour or so. So I got about another 10 minutes of my time to answer some Q&A that you guys may have in the building there. As I wait for some comments to come in, I wanted to talk a little bit about our company, National Supply Company, and our relationship with one of our e-commerce partners, HEC Distribution. HEC Distribution, right products, great price, goals met. We, in our partnership, support the National Industries for the Blind. And I'm not sure if you guys saw my last video where I was talking about National Industries for the Blind as it relates to the AbilityOne program and the AbilityOne Commission and the brands NIB as well as Skillcraft. There is just a wide array of products that are manufactured and produced by companies or nonprofits that their mandate, their mission is to employ handicapped people, people who are visually impaired and things of that nature in order to provide them with employment. And the federal government, by federal law, is mandated to purchase products manufactured by National Industries for the Blind. Right now, NIB makes about 4,000 or so products, and each product that they manufacture has a national stock number associated with it. So there are roughly 4,000 national stock numbers that are available for the federal agencies to procure. And every year, year in, year out, the federal government does about $4 billion worth of spend. And there are going to be a lot of requirements coming down for those of you who are SAM.gov service-based vendors who are going after janitorial service contracts. You may begin to start seeing requirements in those contracts where the soaps and the supplies that you use in order to perform against those contracts, you will be required to purchase products, janitorial supplies, and products like Pine Sol and things like that from vendors that distribute these products made by National Industry of the Blind. Hey guys, I've made it easy. Take a look at hecdistribution.com, www.hecdistribution.com. Drop in the national stock number that may be called out in some of those contracts and see if we offer those supplies at a great price. And I think, we got some pretty good pricing available on our website where you're able to, basically the Amazonian of things, you're able to buy those national stock numbers directly from our website where we will drop ship it to you or your federal customer or any of that nature. And guys, you may even find opportunities on FedBid or, any of those other platforms where they're asking for a National Industry of the Blind products and where you're able to reach out to us at the hecdistribution.com and ask for, quotes where you may be buying in volume for resale opportunities that you may have for federal agencies that you're going after as well. So, hey, DLA Guru, I'm always providing value, trying to figure out how you guys can make some money. We can make some money. We all kind of support each other in our federal contracting endeavors. And this is just yet another lane of, the vast things that our company has gotten involved with in the federal contracting space. Again, we are authorized distributors of National Industries of the Blind, AbilityOne program, Skillcraft, underneath our parent company, National Supply Company. But again, you're able to find access to some of those NSNs directly on hecdistribution.com. Keep in mind, I know HEC has about 2,000 of those 4,000 products on that site because some of those NIB products are for the general public and some are just for federal agencies. And so the other 2,000 or so are not available for public consumption. But however, if you do have a national stock number where you have a contract that's going to be directly supporting a federal agency, feel free, shoot me an email here, fed.contracting@nmsupply.com. Let me know that you're interested and getting connections with those folks over at HEC Distribution. And I'll make sure that I bridge that gap to get you guys involved in the distribution model for national industry of the blind type products. I think it's just going to help to 10x your companies as time goes on, because, hey, you know, you got to have the information to know how to capitalize on the information, right? And so then that's that. Let's see if we got any more questions, because I got at least 6 more minutes in the building. And doesn't look like we have any more questions coming in. All right. So, hey, you know, I got 6 minutes to field at least one more DLA or GovCon related question that you guys may have. Feel free to drop it in the chat, because I am here in the building. While we're waiting on some questions to come in, a lot of folks ask me, they say, hey, DLA Guru, not exactly sure if I want to invest in national classes, things of this nature. And, you know, the investment is there. I got a toe into the water, but I'm not sure if I want to dive all the way in. And I'm not sure if I have the stuff, got what it takes, if I have the right stuff in order to get involved with federal contracting with the DLA and the U.S. military. Well, hey, guys, I recently launched a 15-minute pre-screening phone call where you're able to basically request my audience by way of a 15-minute phone call where I can learn a little bit more about your company, learn about who you are, learn about your mission, where you are in your business, things of that nature. And that way I can give you some insight to let you know if I think the DLA guru, not DLA guru, but if I think that the DLA may be a great customer for your product business. I've been getting a lot of folks who are Amazon, you know, sellers in the past. You know, Amazon, you know, Jeff Bezos, that whole fulfilled by Amazon model got saturated, and it just became real corporatized. And a lot of folks are finding themselves getting out of the Amazon business, dropship business. They're moving to, you know, the Temus and things of that nature. So, you know, dropship is here to stay, but, you know, you're just looking for new opportunities. And so I'm getting a lot of Amazon, previous Amazon sellers reaching out to me, trying to figure out if there's a lane for them. And I just dropped in the chat my link where you can basically schedule a one-on-one with me. It's also available in the description of this video as well, for those of you who look at the replay, where you can send a request to book a 15-minute call with me where we can kind of talk shop, you know, let you, you know, find out if this is kind of what I think will be something good for your company. So, hey, take advantage of that, you know, because talking to the horse's mouth, that would be me, the DLA Guru, could definitely benefit you in more ways than one. And also, I also highly recommend, for those of you who are on the fence about, you know, investing in a masterclass and wanting to know if you want to really dedicate that kind of investment of not only your, you know, the dollar value investment, but also just your time investment, to know if this is something that you want to get involved with, because my master classes are not like 15-minute long. I mean, it's a lot of content that's going to give you the ins and outs to help you hit the ground running so that you can be successful, just like FedCon, who took one of my master classes and hit the ground running. And man, he's getting contracts with the T38 program. Kudos to you. Fantastic. Let me go ahead and, yeah, you know, like, hey, there, you know, it's a gift that keeps on giving. And so if you're still not too sure you want to get involved at that level, feel free to join my members only channel as I presented with the CMCC program, where you can join at the Brigadier General level. I recommend you join at the Brigadier General, because that's the only level that you'll be able to cam up and mic up in order to talk with me, to talk anything related to DLA. I hold my bi-monthly meetings, and there is a wealth of information as far as pre-recorded videos that are closed circuit, not available to the general YouTube community, where you can take a look at some of that content to know if the DLA is right for you. All right. So what I just did there. Hey, Ephraim's in the building. Hey, Ephraim. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. I see you got a comment there, and I'll put that on the chat in a second. But if you guys just look in the chat, I just dropped the link for you to consider joining me over at the CMCC, the closed members only closed circuit channel, where you guys can get some really good content related to your DLA journey. I think there was a guy that told me he had joined CMCC and was part of it for 2 months, watched a bunch of videos, and he won like a $30,000 contract, you know? So I'm just giving value in so many different ways, depending on where you may be in your business journey, you know? So I just kind of do it so many different ways. And this is just the beginning, guys. You know, as the channel gets to grow and I'm getting the engagement and the love and people are getting more involved, listen, I'm ready to dedicate 100% of my time to helping you guys be successful. But, you know, I still got, you know, my business I'm running. We're still active DLA vendors. So, you know, I get in where I fit in as it relates to all that. Okay, cool. Let me see here. We got Dale. Dale in the building. Dale says, I will book a 15-minute call with you soon. All right, fantastic, Dale. I'll keep a lookout for you. Thank you. Because again, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And so if I know you and I like you, you know me and you like me and I trust you, we can do some business together. Because I'm here to help you guys be successful. And there's something about it. I don't know. I think I've kind of found my another one of my callings. You know, hey, you know, guys, I've been in business for 20 years, so I'm not young anymore. As a matter of fact, in August, I'm gonna be my bicentennial. I turned 50 in August. I know I don't look it, you know, they say black don't crack. Yeah, it doesn't, but I'll be 50 years old in August, guys. So this is my year, and I'm just you know, really excited about helping people. And I always tell my friends that you know, it's just amazing to kind of come along this way and have this information to provide to people who really care about it. And the way I know you care, because you're investing in me as I'm investing in you. And that's just the way it goes. You know, you can never get something for nothing. Yeah. Continue to go to those DLA free webinars and you'll see for yourself what I mean by that. But anyway, neither here nor there. Let me put Ephraim's comment up. Ephraim, hey, Ephraim, I was talking about you a little earlier, man. Not sure if you heard me earlier, but I was telling everyone that I had just had a one-on-one with you and you're hailing from Israel, man. You know, so that was kind of cool to talk to on an international level, that my content is getting around the world. And this is fantastic, guys. So for those of you who don't know Ephraim and you're interested in finding out if there's ways that you might be able to partner with Ephraim and finding opportunities where, you know, you might be able to do a little international business with Ephraim, you know, he's definitely trying to get involved on a level of growing his international business, because he's in a NATO nation, Israel, with you guys who are out there in the media world, you know. So again, my channel is just basically, I'm just a bridge, man. I want to bridge the gap between opportunities and have you guys get involved on so many different levels. But anyway, Ephraim's question, he says, one last question, if I can laugh out loud. He says, can I go to any manufacturer and tell him what part number I'm searching for? And will he understand? Or is each purchase request, which is a PR, different from one manufacturer to the other? You know, that's a fantastic question. And, you know, my experience has been, if you're going to the approved source, that is the manufacturer in question, you know, of that part number, chances are they're going to have a database of all their part numbers and things of this, that. So you'll be able to get that answer a little, you know, much faster. That is if that manufacturer still makes that part. But if you're looking to do like remanufacturing, or you want to outsource that part, of course, you're going to have other manufacturers that may be aware of it. But a lot of times they're going to ask for tech drawings. They're going to ask for additional information. You know, they may even ask for, hey, can you send me the part for a remanufacturing, as we were talking about a little bit earlier. So it really has a lot to do with the part in question and who the original equipment manufacturer was. Let's say like if Boeing was the OEM of record, you know, there may be manufacturers who have access to more information as relates to some of the bigger defense contractors. But if it's like a mom and pop shop and it was a very unique part that was made by just one manufacturer that no one's ever heard of, you know, chances of you being able to bridge that gap may be a little more difficult without additional technical information. That is the drawings, or, you know, just more support in that, you know, from a product distribution perspective. You know, you'll just have to more information. You just need more information. You know, guys, if we as DLA vendors, we get paid we provide reseller value. The value we provide as resellers in the supply chain is having access to information. I mean, we are the custodians of information, you know. And for those of you who, you know, find tech drawings, if you have access to working directly with OEMs like Boeing, for example, Boeing has, you know, supplier, you know, you can apply for an account with Boeing to have access to drawings, you know, but you have to kind of jump through some hoops and all that good stuff. So Northrop Grumman, the Raytheons of the world, sometimes you have to go to the original equipment manufacturers and request assistance in gaining access to that type of, that type of tech data in order to support the DLA as well. All right. So, that again, that's more high level, more one-on-one, contracted consults with me, because we've worked directly with some of the OEMs in the past and gained access to drawings that the DLA didn't have, so there are ways to do that. All right, cool. And let's see here. We will put this up. And by the way, it looks like Ephraim is, as well as Firebird Optics. You guys are part of my command center. The CMCC, I'm not sure exactly which level. You guys may be commander level. I'm not sure if you guys are brigadier general, but if you decide to upgrade to brigadier general and you guys kind of come into the building on my bi-monthly scheduled live streams, that you guys both enter the building, came up and mic up over on StreamYard and kind of talk shop. We talk all together, share email address and things like that. But for those of you who have not upgraded to brigadier general, feel free to utilize my community forum. Because the community forum is strictly for members only. So you guys can kind of interact in the community forum as well by sending messages that I see and other community members will see as well, where you can put in information about your company, say, hey, like Ephraim, hey, I'm Ephraim, I'm in Israel, I'm looking for this. And you'll have other folks who have actually invested in the content, because I think there's two sides of the coin. There's the folks that are looking for the YouTube University free information. They want to find hacks for nothing. And then you get the folks that want to invest in the information, that want to get great information, targeted information. Hey, guess what, guys? There's a fee you have to pay for that. Nothing's free in this world at all. So when you invest in that and you're in a community of people who are like-minded, who are willing to invest, not only just human capital, but actual capital into the content, then you're in a community of people who are serious versus people who are wasting time, So the community forum is designed just for that. So I feel free. I don't think I've ever had anyone actually send a comment or do a capability statement or something in the community forum. Hey, it's there for you guys to use to talk to the DLA community. That's part of my channel. I don't really promote it a lot, but that's what I'm understanding the community forum is about. So feel free to see if you can reach out, Ephraim, to folks and people want to meet Ephraim. That's a way you can do that too. So let's see. I will go ahead and field this last question that's on screen here. Looks like you guys are engaging in the comments there, which is fantastic. Let's see. Firebird Optics. Again, Firebird, man, you for sure, man, you are the most engaging subscriber today to the channel, and I really appreciate that. All the questions, that just makes it worthwhile for folks that are looking at the replay. His question is, have you done the SAR? Yes, I have done SARs, alternate bid process. There is a solicitation that the approved source has discontinued. We found the NSN on eBay. Is it possible to find our own manufacturer to reverse engineer? Yes, SAR stands for Source Approval Request. All right, so there is a SAR process that is fairly convoluted. It's not easy because you'll have to work directly with the manufacturer that you'll have. So that process will require you to design a manufacturing license agreement that connects you to the hip with your manufacturer for their related national stock number. And then that manufacturer working with you will have to basically answer the questions in that SAR packet, which it can be very detailed. A lot of questions. The DLA wants to see drawings. They want to know who you are, who your manufacturer is, all this good stuff. Make sure they have the right certs, the ISO 9000 ones, the Six Sigma, all that good stuff is very important, because a lot of times for these approved sources, these are critical items that go on military assets. And so the DLA is not playing around with as it relates to going through that process. And once you submit your SAR packet, it could take upwards of 180 days. We actually have a SAR right now that we submitted last year with one of our manufacturers, and it still hasn't been, we haven't gotten an answer yet. It's been beyond 180 days. So again, I think the DLA is overworked, underpaid, and all that good stuff. But our manufacturer, we're still staying on top of trying to figure out, hey, can we get an answer to it? So I think the DLA may have just a lot of SAR reviews in the pipeline, and we just basically taking a number, waiting on our review to be done. But hey, man, if we get this SAR approved, this is a fantastic part that I think, it's going to be a game changer for our relationship with this manufacturer. So I highly recommend that you look into that. If you want to learn more about that process, of course, you guys know how to find me. Find me at thefed.contracting@nmsupply.com, because that is how you get connected to me, and I'll let you know how you guys can, go in between my ears and figure out all the knowledge that the DLA Guru has. So, without any further ado, I want to say thank you guys for watching today. Thank you. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for the views and the likes, man. I really appreciate the love. The channel's growing. I think we're a little over 1,800 subscribers. I think the last I checked, we had 1,819 subscribers. And, from my understanding in the YouTube space, that's a very difficult feat to achieve. So I couldn't have done it without you guys, loving what I'm doing over here, showing me the love with the subscriptions. Hey, keep the subscriptions going. Keep, liking and sharing the content. Help support me. Hey, in the comments and in the description below, there's a link where you can join me over on LinkedIn, because I'm trying to create a LinkedIn community of like-minded individuals as well. And it's by invite only. So I have to take a look at your LinkedIn profile, make sure that, you have what I think it takes in order to be a part of the community that I like to build over in LinkedIn of professionals, so that we can begin to share information and to grow our DLA businesses collectively together. But anyway, thanks again for watching again. Kiwi Hendricks, the DLA Guru. This is how you find me at the Fed. Wait a minute. Yeah, I can point here. Fed.contracting@nmsupply.com. Reach out to me. Get involved. Connect with me. And then, that's how we'll get it done. So, without any further ado, I want to see you guys at the top for sure. All right. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. All right. Bye.